course knowledge. In this video, we'll be talking about one of the sensory organs, which is the ear. As you can see, we have the chart of the ear. This is the external ear, this is the middle, and this is the inner. So now we start by parts. This is the auricular lobe, this is the helix, and the crus, which is a leg in English, crus in Latin. This is the antihelix, having two crus. Here it's called the fossa triangularis. Here it's called fossa scaphae, fossa triangularis, antihelix, two cruses, and helix with a crus. Now we move on to the external acoustic meatus. This is the external acoustic meatus. It has two parts. It has bony, it has cartilaginous part, cartilage, and bony parts. Now we move on to the tympanic membrane and its parts. You see the tympanic membrane, it has two parts. First part is the tensor. The tensor is a stretched part, and the last part is called the follicular, the flaccida. The flaccida you cannot see in this chart. We move on to the tympanic cavity and its part. The tympanic cavity is this. Tympanic cavity, it's made up of 6 walls, 6 borders, 6 walls. And now I will tell you accordingly. The anterior wall is called the carotid, which is located here. The carotid, the anterior wall. The posterior wall is the mastoid, which is the mastoid. And the posterior wall, mastoid, anterior wall, carotid, which is the carotid canal. Anterior wall, posterior wall. The lateral wall is the tympanic membrane. The medial wall is the labyrinth. So I come again: anterior wall, carotid, posterior wall, mastoid, lateral wall, tympanic membrane, medial wall, labyrinth. The roof is called tegmental because of the temporal bone you have here, the tegment. So it's called tegmental, the roof, and the floor is called jugular because of the jugular foramen. Foramen jugularis. So here is the floor. So I come again last time: anterior wall, carotid, posterior wall, mastoid, the roof, tegmental, the floor, jugular, lateral wall, tympanic membrane, medial wall, labyrinth. 6 walls. And now we continue into other parts of the ear. We have the ossicles. The ossicles made up of 3 bones: malleus, incus, and stapes. They are joined by 2 joints. We have the joint between the incus and malleus, known as incudo-malleolaris. The joint between the incus and the stapes as incudo-stapedial. These are the joints of these stapes. Now we are going into the next part, vestibulum of the labyrinth. This part is called the vestibulum. This is called the cochlea. These are the semicircular canals. 3 semicircular canals, vestibular and the cochlea. Now check about the windows. This is the vestibular window. This is the cochlear window. Vestibular window, cochlear window. The next question is the anterior of the labyrinth. So this is the left labyrinth. So we can see this is the anterior semicircular canal, posterior canal, and the lateral. The anterior semicircular canal and the posterior form the common. The labyrinth, students find it difficult to know how to say the anatomical position, if it's the left or a right. Now I will show you how to determine. When you get to the labyrinth, first of all, look for the oval window. The oval window is a medial part of the labyrinth. Also, the nerve. This is the vestibulocochlear nerve. The vestibulocochlear nerve is also coming medially into the labyrinth. Oval window, vestibulocochlear nerve. And the labyrinth, this is called the cochlea. The cochlea goes from down upwards, not this way. So you hold it like this, going down upwards. And also, the labyrinth is not positioned in this straight manner. It's positioned in a slanting position. So if I say this, I have the labyrinth in this manner. This is the anatomical position of the labyrinth. Slant. Now you have the oval window medially, you have the left medially. It means it's a left labyrinth because of this. And now we'll talk about the parts of the labyrinth. Here we have this is the vestibule, this is the cochlea. Vestibule and cochlea, these are the semicircular canals, with copula and everything. So this is the cochlea. This is also the cochlea in this model. So the cochlea. This is the base. This is the copula. Base, copula. Now in this chart we have the cochlea and its parts. This is called the sclera tympani, sclera vestibular, and ductus cochlearis. Sclera tympani, sclera vestibular, ductus cochlearis. This is called the organ of Corti, spiral organ of Corti. This is the laminar plates, while this top one is called the helicotrema. This part is called the mediolus, and this canal is called spiral canal of the mediolus. Spiral canal of the mediolus. These are the nerves. Now we move on. We move on to the perilymph space and the endolymph. In this model, you have the bony part of the canals and the membranous part. Between the bony part and the membranous part, you have the perilymphatic space. Perilymphatic space. Also here, you can show between the bony part and the membranous part, you have the perilymphatic space. And next, you have the endolymph and its sac. So this is the endolymphatic duct, and endolymphatic sac. Here the duct, here is the sac. Here this is the cochlea, remember, and this is the spiral canal of the cochlea. Spiral canal of the cochlea. This is the spiral canal of the mediolus. Now we talk about these two parts. This is called the utricule. It's called the sacule. Sacule. Utricule has elliptic recess. The sacule has spherical recess, and they both have macula. Macula is where nerves comes out of it. So elliptic recess, spherical recess, they both have macula in the utricule and in the sacus. So Now we're moving on to the semicircular ducts and their ampoules. Remember we said these are the canals, anterior, posterior and lateral. Anterior forming the common with the posterior and the lateral. These are the semicircular canals with the ducts. So this is the anterior canal with the anterior duct. This is the posterior canal with the posterior, and this is the lateral with the lateral. Each of the anterior and lateral form ampoules. This is the ampulla of the anterior. This is the ampulla of the lateral. And now we move on to the ampulla of the posterior. You have this posterior. Behind you have the, here you can see. This is the right labyrinth. So this is the anterior, this is the posterior, and this is the lateral. So in each, you can see, this is the anterior ampoule, this is the posterior ampoule, and you have the common. Here also you can see, the cochlea and its parts: sclera tympani, sclera vestibular, and ductus cochlearis. And this small part you have the spiral ganglion. This is the malleolus, the capula, and this is the base. Okay, in general, I will go through again the walls of the tympanic cavity. In the skull, you can see this is the tegmen, the roof, the floor, jugular, the anterior carotid, the posterior mastoid, the medial is the tympanic, is the labyrinth, and the lateral is the tympanic membrane. I hope find this video useful, and you can go through other videos of mine.